Well, I was at an auction sale yesterday, and I'll be putting up a much longer video about that because I think you might find some of that interesting. That was a junky sale, but one of the things I bought was this whole pile of old horse harness. Now, somebody right away, oh, you can buy, what would you want with that? Well, this has got. Well, for one thing, I like this old harness leather. I use it for making hinges, that sort of thing. This stuff is incredibly tough. And this has got two sets of the hames, the brass-topped hames. Wood with a brass top. But what I noticed was all the fittings, the buckles, and some of them are rather elaborate. They're brass. You get a lot of these that are the type that have the star in them, but they are made out of brass. So that is always something I can fiddle with. But one of the other things, but like I said, I do love this old harness leather. For years, my sled dog harnesses were made out of this old type of leather. It's nice stuff to work with. This stuff has always been oiled, so it's just really tough. I find it laying along the riverbank sometimes that I know it's been there for 100 years, exposed to the weather, and it's still flexible because they soak the stuff in oil. But I like, even these are brass. A lot of these, it must be the particular brand of harness that use these brass ones. Well, the other thing that I bought, I'm showing this stuff because this wasn't actually on the other video that, like I said, I'll be putting up later. That is, have to be rendered because there's a lot of little pieces put together. But the other thing I bought was these two pumps. Actually, there's a third pump that is still on the trailer, but that's a big one made to run off a flat belt on a tractor. But these two are regular contractor type water pumps. They've got the fittings for a fire hose on. Okay, this is a 5 horsepower one. And this one, I knew when I pulled it over there, it's got good compression. I got it home here, dump gas in, it fires right up, so I'm going to warm that up and dump the oil in. This other one is a 3 horse, and it is stuck, but now that could be the flywheel being stuck. Whatever it is, I can get it fixed. The pair plus the other pump was $12.50, so I'm fine. But like I say, this is the heavy cast iron pumps. Like somebody said, oh, you can buy a new pump for like $50. Yeah, but they're them. You get this Chinese stuff that just shakes itself apart. I've got one of them, and this is don't last. These things are made to last. And the fact that it runs, that's fine. But like I say, I have one of the Chinese ones that I use for pumping water out of the spring, and it's just a fight all the time with that thing. Like say, if you got a handle like this, it's gonna break off because they're just flimsily put on, and the vibration breaks it off. Gas tanks break. Carburetor is constantly screwing up on that because it's a cheap carburetor. Now, this stuff, I know what I'm dealing with. Regular old Briggs stuff. They are, like I said, the contractor grade. But this one fired right up. And I'm sure that other one isn't going to be a big problem. If nothing else, there are a lot of good parts off that motor. Even if the piston was seized up, or I got plenty of parts for the 3-horse. You know, so I'm sure I could make that one work too, but the 5-horse one is the one I was really thinking about. But I'll have to go and render that other video out, and I'll show you what all the stuff. You know, I think you might find it interesting. I didn't buy a lot of stuff, but what I bought was interesting to some people.